Good afternoon, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. According to FBI Director Kash Patel, there has been a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. You can see here, he says, "We are aware of and fully investigating a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our agents and local law enforcement are on the scene already, and we will share updates as more information becomes available." There is some reporting online claiming, there are some unconfirmed claims that a group of pro-Israeli protesters was attacked, possibly having a incendiary device thrown at them. That has not been confirmed yet. So there are a bunch of unconfirmed reports online claiming that. So we want to bring you the latest updates on this story coming out of Boulder, which, again, the FBI Director Kash Patel is calling it a targeted terror attack. So let's try to get you some more information here. You can reach me at Lookner on X. At Lookner on X is where you can reach me, or you can post in the chat as well. And I did see one thing, and I wasn't even sure where that actually came from. Give me one moment here. But this is just developing. There's video also. There's some photos online claiming to show this person taken into custody. So the Boulder Police have been posting about this for over an hour. This is not something that happened in the last 5 minutes. If you see the Boulder Police here, they say, oh, press conference at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Oh, we're going to have a press conference coming up. Press conference in 15 minutes. Press conference in 15 minutes. Okay, so we're going to have a press conference for you in 15 minutes. Look, they had posted, "We are responding to an attack at 13th and Pearl Streets with reports of several victims. Please avoid the area." That was over an hour ago. Then they said, "We're media staging at 15th and Walnut due to safety concerns on Pearl Street." Then they said 37 minutes ago, "We're evacuating the 1200, 1300, and 1400 blocks of Pearl Street while we continue to investigate this active incident." Pearl Street between Walnut and Pine. And then they said they have just expanded the evacuation area. And then they said they're having a press conference in 14 minutes. 14 minutes. There's some unconfirmed photos online of a shirtless man being taken into custody. I'm not positive that that's him. But again, the FBI is calling this a targeted terror attack. Some unconfirmed reports online claim some pro-Israeli protesters were attacked. So we're going to have a press conference coming up in about 14 minutes. Okay. Let me show you on a map where we're talking about here as we wait for the press conference, which is, again, coming up in 14 minutes. And we will have that live for you. Give me a moment here. So the address they gave is 1200, 1300, and 1400 blocks of Pearl Street. Okay, so here is, and there was a video I saw online which I don't have the rights to, but even if I did, I couldn't show it because it appears to possibly show a person on the ground on fire. I did see a video online showing that. I wouldn't be allowed to show that anyway. You know what? I'll post a link to it in the chat because I did repost it on my X account. So let me post a link to this unconfirmed video, but it is a bit graphic. in that it seems to show somebody on fire. So I just posted a link to it in the chat. You can look that up, but please have discretion if you look at it. Here is a map of the area. Again, Boulder Police said it was a report of an attack at 13th and Pearl. So here's Pearl and 13th, which is right here. Yeah, there's like this park here. Again, that is Google Maps right there. See, there's like a park here. 13th and Pearl. So again, the press conference is coming up in 12 minutes. Thank you to all of our moderators for being here. By the way, I really appreciate it. Thank you to our moderators. A quick thanks to LGM for you, Batman, Kai Key, Bart Madness, Marshmallow, Jen Haneke, and Two Dog Mom. Thank you. And thank you to our moderators, Beth Mythical, Ruth Krafasi. I just want to shout them out real quick. Janet B, Sabrina, Linda Bell, Glary, Misha on X, over on Twitch, our moderators, thank you. Big Ball of Yarn, LB Prairie Dawn, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, and Mick Bridges. And also thank you so much to our Facebook moderators. And thank you to Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley. Thanks, Kay, for messaging me about this too. All right, so again, we have the FBI director calling this a targeted terror attack. And here is that post again from Kash Patel. FBI director, we are aware of and fully investigating a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado. Our agents and local law enforcement are on the scene already, and we will share updates as more information becomes available. As I mentioned, there are several unconfirmed reports online claiming that a group of pro-Israel protesters had some sort of possibly an incendiary device thrown at them or something like that. Again, it's not clear. I've just seen some rumors online that all could be false. There are pictures purportedly of a shirtless man being taken into custody. Police have evacuated the area for several blocks. They originally said it was at 13th and Pearl, which is right here. And now they say that they've evacuated this whole area. And they said originally that they were responding to a report of an attack at 13th and Pearl with reports of several victims. Please avoid the area. And they are now saying there's a press conference coming up in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Okay? Oh, did Jared Polis issue a statement to the governor of Colorado? Yes, the governor of Colorado said, I am closely monitoring the situation in Boulder, and my thoughts go out to the people who've been injured and impacted by this heinous act of terror. This is the governor of Colorado calling it a heinous act of terror and saying people have been injured. Hate-filled acts of any kind are unacceptable, he says. While details emerge, the state works with local and federal law enforcement to support this investigation. More info will be provided as it comes available. So the governor and the FBI are calling this a terror attack. But we're going to find out more information in about 8 minutes, because that is when the press conference is coming. Give me one moment here. Thanks for your patience. Give me one moment. Let me just do something real quick. Seven minutes till this press conference is supposed to start. 7 minutes. If it starts on time, which I don't know that it will. There are some claims online claiming it was a Molotov cocktail attack. CBS News says that... CBS News. Witnesses at the scene told CBS Colorado that the suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. Okay. So, let me say that again. This is from CBS News. Witnesses at the scene told CBS Colorado that the suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. That is being reported by CBS News. Oh, Fatux Network found somebody who said that Fatux Network found somebody online who claimed that a person lit people on fire with gasoline and threw Molotov cocktails. That is unconfirmed. Oh, it looks like there's some pictures in this account as well. That person posted pictures, which makes me think that this is a legit story. All right, hold on a second. I'm going to post a link. I don't have the rights to this stuff, and some of it I can't show, even if I had the rights to it, because it's graphic. I'm going to post a link to this unverified account about what happened from somebody named BH Flyer 5. But again, in the thread, there are photos and videos, which makes me think the person was actually there. I just posted the link. The press conference is supposed to start in 4 minutes. Okay, so again, CBS News Colorado. CBS News is reporting that witnesses said a suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. This incident was first being reported over an hour ago. And so as far as from what I've seen online, a suspect was taken into custody a while ago, although I'm not positive about that. But maybe after the press conference, we can go back and listen to some of the scanner traffic from earlier. Oh, what is this? Roz Alerts had found some photos. Supposedly, I don't know where those came from. There's Roz Alerts posted a photo of the person purportedly holding Molotov cocktails. The press conference is supposed to start in 3 minutes. All right, give me a moment here. Hang on a moment. Give me a moment. I want to get ready to show the press conference. So just give me a moment here. They say they're going to have it on their social media. So let me just get ready here. There is a press conference coming up. So let me keep an eye out for that. And again, I'm seeing some unconfirmed photos of a shirtless man holding liquid in containers. It looks like a clear liquid. I can't confirm that that's the guy, but there's a bunch of those floating around on social media. So again, the governor of Colorado and, apparent video. Hold on a second here. Oh, AZ Intel mentioned the video from BH Flyer 5. So BH Flyer 5 is on Twitter, and I'll post a link to AZ Intel posted BH Flyer 5's video, which I don't have the rights to. Let me see. Let me try something here. Give me 1 second. If I can do this before the press conference starts, give me 1 second. All right. The press conference is supposed to start shortly. If I can get the rights to show any of the photos and videos floating around, I will show them to you. I can't just steal them. But it is now 6 o'clock. It is Eastern time, 4 o'clock Mountain time. So the FBI is calling this a targeted terror attack. The governor of Colorado is calling this a terror attack. CBS News says that witnesses told CBS Colorado a suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. So we are waiting for an update from the Boulder Police. Let me check some more sources here. But any moment now, we should have this press conference here. You can see this headline from Reuters. FBI investigating targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado, FBI director says. Thank you, Smoke and Thrills. Lynn Downey, Ray Pauls picks Kai Key. Andrew Schlegel, B.A. Mel. And I hope whoever who was injured recovers quickly. Sorry, I'm just keeping guys, I'm a little distracted because I'm keeping an eye out for the press conference. So I don't want to miss the start of it. They have not gone live yet over there. So give me just give me a second here. So far, I've only heard about one person. Oh, hold on a second. Intel Point Alert posted a report from CBS News saying Boulder Community Health is working hard to triage 2 people life flighted from scene. Intel Point Alert said that CBS Boulder said that. Any moment now, press conference, by the way. Has not started yet. CBS News says the walk was organized by this group called Run for Their Lives. And they said who said it was a peaceful walk to show solidarity with the hostages and their families and a plea for their release. Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. And as soon as I have the video... Oh, hold on, I got it. Here we go.
I'm the public information officer for the Boulder Police Department. We are in the very, very early stages of this active investigation, and Chief Stephen Redfern is going to speak to you about what happened this afternoon. Chief.
Hold on, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Dion said, my name is Stephen Redfern. I serve as the police chief here in Boulder, Colorado. Today I'm here to give you very preliminary information about an attack that occurred here in downtown Boulder at about 1:26 p.m. today. At that time, Boulder Dispatch received several calls to the county courthouse located at 1325 Pearl Street here in Boulder. The initial callers indicated that there was a man with a weapon and that people were being set on fire. The initial response by our officers, we were on scene very quickly. When we arrived, we encountered multiple victims that were injured with injuries consistent with burns and other injuries. While our officers and paramedics and fire department personnel got those victims quickly to the hospital, our officers were pointed out, a suspect was pointed out to our officers on the scene. Our officers immediately encountered that suspect who was taken into custody without incident. That suspect, who I'm not able to ID at this time, was taken to the hospital with some minor injuries as well. And there's a lot more we're investigating right now before I'm able to release information on that person. The scene itself is contained, but we have a large area here in downtown Boulder closed off right now. Businesses have been closed, and we have asked people to avoid the area. This area is not safe yet. We're dealing with a vehicle of interest. We're dealing with a large area that we are making sure it's safe before we allow people to come back into the scene. If your vehicle is here in the several block perimeter that we have, please follow our social media. We will announce when the roads are open and people can retrieve their vehicle as well. I appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this complex scene. What I will say lastly is this was a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Boulder on Pearl Street. And this act is unacceptable. I hope you'll join me this evening as we're working through this investigation. We are working, I just came from the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people here, our state, local, and federal partners working through this to figure out exactly what happened. I ask for a little bit of patience as we do that, but also I ask that you join me in thinking about our victims, the families of those victims, and everyone involved in this tragedy. Our hearts go out to them, and we are going to do everything we can to work as hard as we can throughout the evening to provide more information and get answers for everyone. With that, as I stated, it would be irresponsible for me to speculate right now on motive and other things. I will take maybe a handful of questions, but then I've got to go back to a briefing.
I had a quick one.
Yes, Sean.
Was an actual protest going on when this occurred? Were a group of people gathered, and were words said that would indicate this had anything at all to do with that protest?
So what I will tell you, on Pearl Street, it's a walking pedestrian mall downtown here. There was a lot of people out. Very beautiful day. There was a group of pro-Israel people that were there in a peaceful demonstration. I wouldn't even call it a protest. I believe that happens frequently down here. They were there in that area. We are looking and actively interviewing victims and witnesses to determine if that group was targeted or others, and we just don't have those answers yet. Those are things we hope to be able to provide you later this evening.
FBI is already calling it a targeted terror attack. Mm-hmm. Would you also refer to it as a terror attack?
So I've been in contact with our local FBI multiple times. We are in contact with them here. We are not calling it a terror attack at this point. Again, it's way too early to speculate motive. I know there's a lot out there on social media, but I ask people just to give us a little bit of patience while we work through a really complex scene. A lot of witnesses were here. We've taken them to another location to debrief them and interview them. As we do that, I think the picture will become more clear. But it would be irresponsible for me to speculate on motive this early on. We're only a couple hours into this thing.
About
the suspect, can you confirm the description about him? Because we know any picture running in social media.
I haven't seen it, and I wasn't here when he was arrested. All I know is it's an adult male. We're working to identify that person. We're working to figure out where they're from, and we're in contact with our federal partners as well as we figure that out.
Was something thrown at the group?
That is being investigated as well. So our initial call, as I mentioned, was a report that someone was setting people on fire. That is fairly consistent with the injuries that we found on scene, but we're not 100% certain how that happened, and that's what we're doing to interview. There's a lot of witnesses that we're interviewing. I suspect within this evening, we'll have a better idea of exactly how those injuries occurred.
Are you guys going to have additional securities for Jewish and Israeli people helping the hostages in the circle right now? Because this is a weekly occurrence, are you guys going to now have some additional security measures to protect Jews in Boulder?
So what I will say is, again, I cannot confirm right now that this was targeted at a specific group of people. We understand that there's a lot of tensions right now and a lot of issues in the United States and everywhere. Once we have a clear motive, we will react accordingly. And if that motive was a group was targeted, we will absolutely step up and ensure that additional security, additional presence. We want people to feel safe no matter what they're here for.
How many people were injured?
I don't have an exact number. What I will say is multiple. I can confirm that Boulder Community Hospital received multiple patients, and some of those patients were transferred to other hospitals. Right now, we have detectives working to find out specifically the number. Again, hopefully later this evening we'll have an exact number. Right now, I'll just say multiple. Take one more question.
Any life-threatening injuries?
I believe so. What I'm being told is there are a range of injuries from very serious to more minor. And again, I just am. My heart goes out to those victims, and we're keeping them in our thoughts, prayers, and minds as they recover. I got to go back to the command post.
And I'll tell you that we are going to have another update later tonight. We will post that out and we will live stream it as well. So follow our social media for the next update. We will have another update for you this evening.
Are you going to expand the closures to other businesses or is it for?
We will put that out if we do. Right now, we just have these. So thank you. We will put out when we have another update tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
Steve.
Okay, so
Yes.
And minds as they recover.
hang on.
Back to the command post.
And I'll tell you that we are going to have another update later tonight. We will post that out and we will live stream it as well. So follow our social media for the next update. We will have another update for you this evening.
I'm hearing something else. I'm hearing something extra. Maybe I had it playing twice or something. Oh, I see. Okay. Yes. So what happened is the FBI is calling this, FBI Director Kash Patel calls this a targeted terror attack. The governor of Colorado is calling this a terror attack. The police would not commit to it being a terror attack at this point, but they say they're still investigating everything. So there was multiple people were injured in an attack in Boulder. There was a demonstration in support of a march or a demonstration in support of hostages, Israeli hostages in Gaza going on at the time. Police have not concluded publicly that those people were attacked. There are reports online that claim that this group of supporters of the Israeli hostages were attacked by a man. A suspect is in custody. There were reports that people were being set on fire, and the police said there are injuries consistent with that happening, but they didn't specifically say people have been set on fire. Online reports, for example, CBS News reported that CBS Colorado said the suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. So there is a video floating around that I cannot show you. It's too graphic. I posted it on my X account. I will post a link in the chat. It appears to show at least one person on fire, which again, I'll post it again. I cannot post it, cannot show it here. And Okay, so, and then there's supposed photos floating around of this shirtless male suspect. The police said they were not going to identify the suspect at this point. For all I know, they have identified the person, but we don't have an identification of the person yet that I'm aware of. And I'm going to play in a moment. Oh, there's another video? Hold on, what is this? Hang on 1 second here. Give me 1 second. I want to just see what this is. Give me 1 second. Hold on. So again, there's video floating around that appears to show, claims to show this person, this suspect, with his shirt off and holding, looks like bottles of clear liquid and shouting. I don't have the rights to that video, but I'll post you a link, which I posted earlier, but I'll post you a link where you can see the video. Yes, this person, BH Flyer, took the video. I'm literally posting the link right now. I just posted in the chat. You can go and see the video of their purported suspect. This person, BH Flyer 5, who posted on X, who it seems like they were there because they posted photos and videos, they said that a person lit people on fire with gasoline and threw Molotov cocktails. And this person, this purported witness, claimed that around 6 people were burned and mostly were over 70 years old. Now that's all unconfirmed information. What I'm going to do is I am going to replay for you that press conference that we just saw right now. Let me replay that for you. Okay? So I'm going to put up on the screen replay so you can hear. Oh, did the link not work? Hold on. Maybe it's been taken down. Hang on. Some people said the link didn't work. Well, let me see. I'll try it again. I just posted a link again. Maybe that link will work. Yeah, the link works for me. The link is working for me, so I'm sorry if it's not working for you, but I just checked it. It's definitely working for me. Okay, so what I want to do is just show you right now what the police had to say. Let's do this, and I'm going to put on the screen that this is moments ago. Wow, this is terrible. Certainly, thoughts go out to these people who were burned and injured. Okay. Guys, let's watch this again. I mean, this is the latest information right here, so let's watch this again. This is from the Boulder Police Chief, Steve Lookner. I'm going to play this again for you right now.
Steve Redfern is going to
Good
be
evening.
headed to the podium here.
Thank
I'm
you,
going to stick out
everyone,
my
for
phone too.
this
Just
evening.
in
My name is
case.
Dionne Wall. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Boulder Police Department. We are in the very, very early stages of this active investigation, and Chief Stephen Redfern is going to speak to you about what happened this afternoon. Chief.
Hold on, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Dionne said, my name is Stephen Redfern. I serve as the police chief here in Boulder, Colorado. Today I'm here to give you very preliminary information about an attack that occurred here in downtown Boulder at about 1:26 p.m. today. At that time, Boulder Dispatch received several calls to the county courthouse located at 1325 Pearl Street here in Boulder. The initial callers indicated that there was a man with a weapon and that people were being set on fire. The initial response by our officers, we were on scene very quickly. When we arrived, we encountered multiple victims that were injured with injuries consistent with burns and other injuries. While our officers and paramedics and fire department personnel got those victims quickly to the hospital, our officers were pointed out, a suspect was pointed out to our officers on the scene. Our officers immediately encountered that suspect who was taken into custody without incident. That suspect, who I'm not able to ID at this time, was taken to the hospital with some minor injuries as well. And there's a lot more we're investigating right now before I'm able to release information on that person. The scene itself is contained, but we have a large area here in downtown Boulder closed off right now. Businesses have been closed, and we have asked people to avoid the area. This area is not safe yet. We're dealing with a vehicle of interest. We're dealing with a large area that we are making sure it's safe before we allow people to come back into the scene. If your vehicle is here in the several block perimeter that we have, please follow our social media. We will announce when the roads are open and people can retrieve their vehicle as well. I appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this complex scene. What I will say lastly is this was a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Boulder on Pearl Street, and this act is unacceptable. I hope you'll join me this evening as we're working through this investigation. We are working, I just came from the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people here, our state, local, and federal partners, working through this to figure out exactly what happened. I ask for a little bit of patience as we do that, but also I ask that you join me in thinking about our victims, the families of those victims, and everyone involved in this tragedy. Our hearts go out to them, and we are going to do everything we can to work as hard as we can throughout the evening to provide more information and get answers for everyone. With that, as I stated, it would be irresponsible for me to speculate right now on motive and other things. I will take maybe a handful of questions, but then I've got to go back to a briefing.
I had a quick one.
Yes, Sean.
Was an actual protest going on when this occurred? Were a group of people gathered, and were words said that would indicate this had anything at all to do with that protest?
So what I will tell you, on Pearl Street, it's a walking pedestrian mall downtown here. There was a lot of people out. Very beautiful day. There was a group of pro-Israel people that were there in a peaceful demonstration. I wouldn't even call it a protest. I believe that happens frequently down here. They were there in that area. We are looking and actively interviewing victims and witnesses to determine if that group was targeted or others, and we just don't have those answers yet. Those are things we hope to be able to provide you later this evening.
FBI is already calling it a targeted terror attack. Mm-hmm. Would you also refer to it as a terror attack?
So I've been in contact with our local FBI multiple times. We are in contact with them here. We are not calling it a terror attack at this point. Again, it's way too early to speculate motive. I know there's a lot out there on social media, but I ask people just to give us a little bit of patience while we work through a really complex scene. A lot of witnesses were here. We've taken them to another location to debrief them and interview them. As we do that, I think the picture will become more clear. But it would be irresponsible for me to speculate on motive this early on. We're only a couple hours into this thing.
About the suspect, can you confirm the description about him? Because we know any picture running in social media.
I haven't seen it, and I wasn't here when he was arrested. All I know is it's an adult male. We're working to identify that person. We're working to figure out where they're from, and we're in contact with our federal partners as well as we figure that out.
Was something thrown at the group?
That is being investigated as well. So our initial call, as I mentioned, was a report that someone was setting people on fire. That is fairly consistent with the injuries that we found on scene, but we're not 100% certain how that happened, and that's what we're doing to interview. There's a lot of witnesses that we're interviewing. I suspect within this evening, we'll have a better idea of exactly how those injuries occurred.
Are you guys going to have additional security for Jewish and Israeli people helping the hostages in the circle right now? Because this is a weekly occurrence, are you guys going to now have some additional security measures to protect Jews in Boulder?
So what I will say is, again, I cannot confirm right now that this was targeted at a specific group of people. We understand that there's a lot of tensions right now and a lot of issues in the United States and everywhere. Once we have a clear motive, we will react accordingly. And if that motive was a group was targeted, we will absolutely step up and ensure that additional security, additional presence. We want people to feel safe no matter what they're here for.
How many people were injured?
I don't have an exact number. What I will say is multiple. I can confirm that Boulder Community Hospital received multiple patients, and some of those patients were transferred to other hospitals. Right now, we have detectives working to find out specifically the number. Again, hopefully later this evening we'll have an exact number. Right now, I'll just say multiple.
Any life-threatening injuries?
One more question.
Any life-threatening injuries?
I believe so. What I'm being told is there are a range of injuries from very serious to more minor. And again, I just am, my heart goes out to those victims, and we're keeping them in our thoughts, prayers, and minds as they recover. I got to go back to the command post.
You need to take this call. And I'll tell you that we are going to have another update later tonight. We will post that out and we will live stream it as well. So follow our social media for the next update. We will have another update for you this evening.
I guess that call was pretty important because she didn't even let him finish. She said, you want to take this call or something? I don't know if the FBI was calling or what, but must have been a pretty important call. So anyways, you just heard that information. And let's see here. Hang on a moment. So we are bringing you live coverage. Again, there was a pro-Israel march, demonstration or march going on, and there are reports that the person attacked people at the demonstration and lit some people on fire. Okay, so and the police did say that several people had burn injuries, and they said that the burn injuries were consistent with people getting set on fire. But he did not confirm that that was what happened. So if you are hearing updates, you can reach me on X at Lookner. We are bringing you live breaking news coverage of this terrible incident, terrible sounding incident. Somebody sent me, there's unconfirmed claims about the name of the person. I am not, as is my normal practice, I will not be sharing a name of a person before I have reliable sourcing that the person is of that the suspect is of that name. There have been many occasions where we covered things on this channel where many people were messaging me about how the suspect is X, and it turns out that the suspect wasn't X. So I don't want to start naming people on the air until I have more reliable sources than random account on social media. But if I get it from reliable sourcing, I will certainly let you know. Hey, this is a Reuters article here, and it has the CBS News report in it. You can see here it says, according to CBS News, which cited witnesses at the scene, a suspect attacked people with Molotov cocktails who were participating in a walk to remember the Israeli hostages who remain in Gaza. They also said they were going to issue more updates, the Boulder Police. I'm going to post a thread by someone who says they are a witness, which I think is a legit account, which is a legit witness account, BH Flyer 5 on X. And they posted a couple of photos and videos. And you can go to their thread and look at, there's a video showing apparently someone, looks like they've been burned, a photo, which I cannot show, and What is O? So it kind of looks like one of these photos that this person posted. This person said, this witness BH Flyer 5 said that they saw a man setting people on fire with a gardening tool and throwing Molotov cocktails. And one of the photos, again, I don't have the rights to these photos, but I can post a link and see if the link works. One of the photos, I think maybe shows the gardening tool. It looks like, is it some sort of sprayer or something like that? I don't know. But it sounds like maybe the man was spraying people. Bill Evans, our viewer, said it's a sprayer. One of these photos kind of makes it looks like it was a sprayer of some sort. So I don't, it's possible this person had taken some sort of gardening sprayer. And yeah, some of our viewers are saying pesticide sprayer. And somehow was using it to, I don't know if they were spraying something, spraying gasoline on people or something, or somehow other lighting people on fire with it. Again, in the thread I just posted, that has that video in it of the person with his shirt off, who the poster claims is the suspect. And I'll post a link to another video which does appear to show a person on fire, which I already posted on my X account, and I'll post it again here. And that I couldn't show on the air anyway because it's too graphic. But you see a park and then a person who's lying on the ground. It looks to me like they're burnt, that they have flames coming off of them. It's terrible. Here again is where the police said it was at 13th and Pearl Street. There's 13th Pearl. Is there the statue? Yeah, that's a I believe that is the place right there. I believe that's this in front of the courthouse, Boulder County Courthouse. I believe that is a statue I saw in one of the videos right there. One of our viewers said that people in the crowd are heard saying his bottles are filled with alcohol. But this is really terrible. Let me check a couple other sources here. Oh, hold on. Look at this. The Anti-Defamation League, which is an organization dedicated to stopping the defamation of the Jewish people and to secure justice and fair treatment to all. They said, we are aware of reports of an attack at today's Boulder Run for Their Lives event, a weekly meeting of Jewish community members to run/walk in support of the hostages kidnapped on October 7th. So that is, I've heard another report that this was this event, the Boulder Run for Their Lives event. Yes, I found the website for Run for Their Lives, which I will post in the chat, and it says, it's a global run-walk event calling for the immediate release of the hostages held by Hamas. They have these events in different areas. On their website, they say that people of all physical abilities are welcome. Most of our groups actually prefer walking the 1 kilometer, which usually takes less than 18 minutes. Yeah, the Boulder Run for Their Lives event. There's also Run for Their Lives on Facebook, which says a global initiative calling for the immediate release of the hostages held by Hamas since October 7th, 2023. So it looks like a man might have attacked this event. Let me show you this Associated Press report. If I can. Have they ever posted yet? Yes. You can see several people were injured and some may have been set on fire at an outdoor mall in Boulder, Colorado, police said. Police said a man was taken into custody in the attack that the FBI immediately described as an act of terror. The Boulder Police chief said it was too early to discuss a motive and that witnesses were being interviewed. The attack took place at a pedestrian mall, an area where pedestrians can walk, where demonstrators had gathered to call for the release of hostages who remain in Gaza. And as at least one of our viewers pointed out, I believe maybe others of our viewers pointed out, this comes, what was it, a week or two ago, when at the attack of the Israel Museum, the Jewish Museum attack in Washington, D.C., where there was an attack at the Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., where two people who worked for the Israeli embassy were shot and killed. Hang on a second. That was outside the Capitol Jewish Museum. I think that was about 2 weeks ago. But again, that was 2 staff members of the Israeli embassy were killed in that shooting by a man who shouted, "Free, free Palestine," when he was taken into custody. The NYPD says, "We are monitoring the horrific attack in Colorado targeting an event for Israeli hostages. The NYPD has already increased our presence at religious sites throughout New York City for Shavuot with high visibility patrols and heavy weapons teams. Will continue to track this closely." Shavuot starts tonight. It is a Jewish holiday. It starts tonight and it lasts till Tuesday. Hang on a moment here. Hang on a moment. Hang on a moment. We're waiting to get more information from the police. I have posted a number of videos. I've reposted a number of videos on my X account. My X account is at Lookner, at Lookner. You can go there and see I've been reposting videos and photos that I don't have the rights to show here or that are too graphic to show here. But we are waiting to get more information from law enforcement, and also I'm checking some other reports about this. Okay. I have another update for you. Okay? From 9 News NBC. 9 News NBC says that a organizer for Run for Their Lives, which puts together this walk/run in support of the the Israeli hostages in Gaza. An organizer with that group, and these are weekly walks, by the way, says 9 News NBC. These are weekly walks. An organizer with the group said, according to 9 News NBC, that when the group arrived at the front of the courthouse in Boulder, a man was waiting there with bottles. He threw the bottles and 5 people were burned, including one woman who was badly burned and had to roll on the ground to put the fire out. So again, this organizer said that when the group got to this location in front of the courthouse, a man was waiting there with bottles. He threw the bottles, and 5 people were burned, including one woman who was badly burned and had to roll on the ground to put the fire out. There's a statement, I think, from the Attorney General. I think. I'm seeing it reported. I don't know if he posted it on his social media yet. Well, I'll let you know. According to Fox 31 Colorado, I think it's Fox 31 Denver, Fox 31 Colorado says that the Attorney General, Phil Weiser, said, among other things, he said, this attack appears to be a hate crime given the group that was targeted. He said, hate has no place in Colorado. He said, people may have differing views about world events and the Israeli-Hamas conflict, but violence is never the answer to settling differences. I'll play what the police gave a short press conference, and I'm going to play that again for you guys in a moment, just so you can see what law enforcement said if you haven't seen it yet. I don't know who this suspect is. There is, again, video which appears to show a white male of some sort holding what looks like clear bottles of liquid and shouting. But I don't, if that's him, I don't know anything about this person. And then hold on a second here. Let me just play one more time for you, for those who haven't seen it, as we wait for more updates here. This is a short, just a few minutes long, short press conference by the police chief, Steve Redfern. Okay, so for those who haven't seen it, here is this short press conference a few minutes ago.
Hold on, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Dion said, my name is Stephen Redfern. I serve as the police chief here in Boulder, Colorado. Today I'm here to give you very preliminary information about an attack that occurred here in downtown Boulder at about 1:26 p.m. today. At that time, Boulder Dispatch received several calls to the county courthouse located at 1325 Pearl Street here in Boulder. The initial callers indicated that there was a man with a weapon and that people were being set on fire. The initial response by our officers, we were on scene very quickly. When we arrived, we encountered multiple victims that were injured with injuries consistent with burns and other injuries. While our officers and paramedics and fire department personnel got those victims quickly to the hospital, our officers were pointed out, a suspect was pointed out to our officers on the scene. Our officers immediately encountered that suspect who was taken into custody without incident. That suspect, who I'm not able to ID at this time, was taken to the hospital with some minor injuries as well. And there's a lot more we're investigating right now before I'm able to release information on that person. The scene itself is contained, but we have a large area here in downtown Boulder closed off right now. Businesses have been closed, and we have asked people to avoid the area. This area is not safe yet. We're dealing with a vehicle of interest. We're dealing with a large area that we are making sure it's safe before we allow people to come back into the scene. If your vehicle is here in the several block perimeter that we have, please follow our social media. We will announce when the roads are open and people can retrieve their vehicle as well. I appreciate everyone's patience as we work through this complex scene. What I will say lastly is this was a beautiful Sunday afternoon in downtown Boulder on Pearl Street, and this act is unacceptable. I hope you'll join me this evening as we're working through this investigation. We are working, I just came from the command post. We've got dozens and dozens of people here, our state, local, and federal partners, working through this to figure out exactly what happened. I ask for a little bit of patience as we do that, but also I ask that you join me in thinking about our victims, the families of those victims, and everyone involved in this tragedy. Our hearts go out to them, and we are going to do everything we can to work as hard as we can throughout the evening to provide more information and get answers for everyone. With that, as I stated, it would be irresponsible for me to speculate right now on motive and other things. I will take maybe a handful of questions, but then I've got to go back to a briefing.
I had a quick one.
Yes, Sean.
Was an actual protest going on when this occurred? Were a group of people gathered, and were words said that would indicate this had anything at all to do with that protest?
So what I will tell you, on Pearl Street, it's a walking pedestrian mall downtown here. There was a lot of people out. Very beautiful day. There was a group of pro-Israel people that were there in a peaceful demonstration. I wouldn't even call it a protest. I believe that happens frequently down here. They were there in that area. We are looking and actively interviewing victims and witnesses to determine if that group was targeted or others, and we just don't have those answers yet. Those are things we hope to be able to provide you later this evening.
FBI is already calling it a targeted terror attack. Mm-hmm. Would you also refer to it as a terror attack?
So I've been in contact with our local FBI multiple times. We are in contact with them here. We are not calling it a terror attack at this point. Again, it's way too early to speculate motive. I know there's a lot out there on social media, but I ask people just to give us a little bit of patience while we work through a really complex scene. A lot of witnesses were here. We've taken them to another location to debrief them and interview them. As we do that, I think the picture will become more clear. But it would be irresponsible for me to speculate on motive this early on. We're only a couple hours into this thing.
About the suspect, can you confirm the description about him? Because we know any picture running in social media.
I haven't seen it, and I wasn't here when he was arrested. All I know is it's an adult male. We're working to identify that person. We're working to figure out where they're from, and we're in contact with our federal partners as well as we figure that out.
Was something thrown at the group?
That is being investigated as well. So our initial call, as I mentioned, was a report that someone was setting people on fire. That is fairly consistent with the injuries that we found on scene, but we're not 100% certain how that happened, and that's what we're doing to interview. There's a lot of witnesses that we're interviewing. I suspect within this evening, we'll have a better idea of exactly how those injuries occurred.
Are you guys going to have additional security for Jewish and Israeli people helping the hostages in the circle right now? Because this is a weekly occurrence, are you guys going to now have some additional security measures to protect Jews in Boulder?
So what I will say is, again, I cannot confirm right now that this was targeted at a specific group of people. We understand that there's a lot of tensions right now and a lot of issues in the United States and everywhere. Once we have a clear motive, we will react accordingly. And if that motive was a group was targeted, we will absolutely step up and ensure that additional security, additional presence. We want people to feel safe no matter what they're here for.
How many people were injured?
I don't have an exact number. What I will say is multiple. I can confirm that Boulder Community Hospital received multiple patients, and some of those patients were transferred to other hospitals. Right now, we have detectives working to find out specifically the number. Again, hopefully later this evening we'll have an exact number. Right now, I'll just say multiple.
Any life-threatening
Take like
injuries?
one more question.
Any life-threatening injuries?
I believe so. What I'm being told is there are a range of injuries from very serious to more minor. And again, I just am. My heart goes out to those victims, and we're keeping them in our thoughts, prayers, and minds as they recover. I got to go back to the command post.
Can you take this call? And I'll tell you that we are going to have another update later tonight. We will post that out and we will live stream it as well. So follow our social media for the next update. We will have another update for you this evening.
Are you going to stand there?
Okay, so that was the update from the police. Again, there was it's called the Run for Their Lives march, which, as I understand it, is a 1 kilometer long, according to the website, 1 kilometer long weekly run/walk in support of the hostages who were taken, the remaining hostages who were held by Hamas. And police got a report of a man lighting people on fire there. And a number of people have been burned. And the governor of Colorado and the FBI director, Kash Patel, both called it a terror attack. The police are not yet confirming it's a terror attack, but it certainly looks to be a targeted attack at this group. And we are bringing you live updates on this, and I've been posting some links on my social media. Hold on a second here. Oh, hang on 1 second here. Let me just check. Give me 1 second. I just want to check something real quick here. Hold on a moment. I got to mute myself for a second. Is this going to work? I'm going to mute myself for a second. Give me 1 more second. I'll tell you what I'm looking at. Okay, so Barak Ravid, who's a reporter who focuses on Israel, I believe he's Israeli, he said, and I think he's right, that in this video that's floating around, there's a video floating around of apparently the suspect with a couple of bottles of clear liquid yelling. He says the suspect is heard in the video saying twice, "End Zionists," and once, "Palestine free." I'll post a link to that post right there that Barak Ravid posted with the video. I haven't checked, but that video might be the video from BH Flyer 5, trying to give that person credit. I can't show the video. I don't have the rights to it, but I tried. But I listened to it, and it seems like that's what he said, among other things. But again, I just posted the link. I've reposted it on my account. I posted it in the chat. You can see it if you want. But it does appear that, among other things, he is saying that. By the way, a quick thank you to Edward Bernays, Javier Lane, Exponent, Dillamond, Bidmoon, Hippista, Daylight, Jennifer Gold, Frank Obb, Pork Leaker, Sarah, Smokin' Thrills, Lynn Downey, and over there on Twitch, Amalian, Kiwi Paulson, Device X, Dark Crypto, Haas McKayfabe, and thank you, Gringo. So we're waiting to get more information about this. Oh, I saw another report I wanted to mention. Where is it here? You know, CNN had a report, and I don't know, I didn't listen to the details. They had a headline up that said, suspect threw bottles of flammable liquid that exploded, officials said. Now, I don't know the details of that report, but CNN had claimed that there was officials saying that suspect threw bottles of flammable liquid that exploded. I haven't seen videos of the actual, I have not seen videos of the actual setting people on fire, which supposedly happened. Oh, hold on a second here. Rodney says you could see the liquid all over the floor. Keimer says, what liquid would explode on throwing? According to KDVR Denver, Fox 31, something called the Boulder Jewish Community. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, there's a number of rabbis in the Boulder JCC and CU Boulder Hillel. So a number of prominent local Jewish officials and religious officials issued a statement that said, called the Boulder Jewish Community, issued a statement that said, among other things, an incendiary device was thrown at walkers at their Run for Their Lives walk on Pearl Street as they were raising awareness for the hostages still held in Gaza. Reuters says this incident follows the arrest of a Chicago-born man in the fatal shooting of 2 Israeli embassy employees in Washington, D.C. That was, what, roughly a couple weeks ago? Outside the Capitol Jewish Museum, in which 2 employees of the Israeli embassy were killed. UC Health Media Relations posted, thanks to, who posted this? AZ Intel posted this. They said, UC Health University of Colorado Hospital has received 2 patients from the incident in Boulder. Due to patient privacy, no further information is available at this time. Additional updates will be posted here. So we are trying to get you more information. I am not going to pass along. There are some social media accounts claiming to identify the suspect. I have not seen any kind of source I would consider reliable with that name, so I'm not going to post it. I don't know who this person is. But we're trying to get you more information here. And I don't know when we're going to get more info from the police. They said they're going to have more info. They said they're going to give another update. That could be at any time. We don't know the nature of the injuries exactly. It's not even clear how many people were injured. AP has a photo. It says law enforcement officials dress up in protective gear to investigate an attack on the Pearl Street Mall in Boulder. The attack took place at a pedestrian mall where demonstrators had gathered to call for the release of hostages who remain in Gaza. The injuries authorities found were consistent with reports of individuals being set on fire, said the chief of police. And again, I have posted videos on my social media, but I cannot show videos that I don't have the rights to. As I also mentioned, there is an account by somebody, BHFlyer5, who seems to be a legit witness, who claimed that the person was lighting people on fire using using some sort of gardening tool and also throwing Molotov cocktails. And he said most of the people who were injured were over 70 years old, but that is not confirmed. Barack Ravid reports President Trump has been briefed on the Boulder attack, White House official tells me. That's according to Barack Ravid. A Chinese spy balloon thinks it was a weed burner that the person was using. Again, I have not seen any video of the person actually throwing Molotov cocktails or otherwise lighting people on fire. And the suspect is in custody. All right, so I'm going to stay on for a bit and see if we can get some more information on this. Yeah, I've seen some people are sending me some stuff. I've seen some reports saying that some people were hit by a car in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I don't have details on this. I've seen nothing reliable at this point saying that was some kind of attack. So I'll look around and see if I see more on this. That happened a little. It didn't just happen right now. Happened a little while ago, I believe. Yeah, I'm seeing a report on it on over 2 hours ago from 10 News saying that three people were taken, 3 patients in a helicopter and 3 people taken to a hospital in an ambulance. Again, I've seen no reliable reporting. A total of 6 people were hospitalized from that in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I don't have any kind of reliable reporting that it was an attack. If that changes, I'll certainly let you know. I also don't know. I don't know who this person is. I don't know if they have some sort of history of, if they have any kind of criminal history. I don't know if they have a mental health history. I don't know if the person who did this posted anything on social media beforehand. We are waiting to hear more. Yeah, very little updates right now. Yeah, the suspect is in custody. Dan Bongino, who is the deputy director of the FBI, said, I'll show you what he said. FBI personnel are on the scene. We are investigating this incident as an act of terror and targeted violence. All of the necessary assets will be delivered dedicated to this investigation. If you have any investigative tips, please contact the FBI. And if you aided or abetted this attack, we will find you. You cannot hide. The current time is 5:06 p.m. Denver time, by the way. The Denver Post talked to a person, a witness, who said she was about 5 minutes away from the area when friends texted her somebody had thrown a Molotov cocktail at them. She said it was the group that was attacked was part of a weekly demonstration in support of releasing all of the hostages that Hamas holds. Our viewer Matt Kinney thinks he is a lone wolf. Thank you, David Solovey, who says, I am part of the Run for Their Lives group. He says, we have many chapters. We do a walk every week in public bringing attention to Gaza hostages. Here in Seattle, our chapter canceled their event halfway through upon hearing of the attack. A lot of chatter of fear of copycats. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. Thanks for your perspective. That's from David Solovey, if I'm pronouncing the name right. Thank you, Lori S. and PZ Papazulu. PZ Papazulu says, prayers for the victims and their families. Again, I would love to give you more updates, just waiting to see more on this. Thank you, by the way, Pam Zilski-Stavrum for the Facebook stars. Sean's News says, I wonder if the suspect was motivated by the shooting of the outside the DC Jewish Museum. I have no idea if that influenced him at all. Do not know. Sean also asked about the word mall. It's a pedestrian mall. It's a little confusing. It's not like an indoor shopping mall. A pedestrian mall is you can see, Wikipedia says they are typically streets lined with storefronts and closed off to most automobile traffic. This is the area where it took place, in front of the courthouse, where that fountain is. See that courthouse? But there are also, what you can see, some stores here. So it's like it says Pearl Street, so it looks like a place where pedestrians can walk. There's not cars going through there, and I assume there's stores on either side. Yeah, there's a Haagen-Dazs, some restaurants, so it's this pedestrian-friendly area for people to walk and shop and eat and hang out, it looks like. When will we get more updates here? Shelby Talcott with Semaphore also reports that President Trump has been briefed on the attack. I'm not aware that President Trump has posted about it. No, he has not posted about it on his Truth Social yet. Marco Rubio posted about it. Secretary of State. He said, we're united in prayer for the victims of a targeted terror attack this afternoon in Boulder. Terror has no place in our great country. The shooting attack at the Capitol Jewish Museum in D.C. was May 21st. So it was 11 days ago. 11 days ago, a man shot 2 employees of the Jewish embassy, 2 staffers of the Jewish embassy coming out of an event at the Capitol Jewish Museum. And the suspect shouted, "Free Palestine," when taken into custody. So now, 11 days later, we have in Boulder, Colorado, reportedly a man setting people on fire who were marching in support of hostages, the hostages in the Hamas, the hostages taken hostage by Hamas in Gaza. So a pro-Israeli, well, you could say pro-Israeli, you could also say pro-release of hostages. I'll let you decide how to describe it, but it's a march to support the release of the hostages. AZ Intel mentioned that Boulder Police just posted. The Boulder Police says helicopters circling the scene on Pearl Street are making it impossible for our drones to investigate. Please avoid flying all aircraft in the airspace over the scene. Thank you. As I mentioned, one witness said that the person was waiting for the group when they got to the location. The Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem just posted. She said DHS is monitoring the terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado. So the federal officials are all saying terrorist attack. The police haven't said that yet, the Boulder Police. But the FBI director, the deputy FBI director, the FBI director, the Secretary of State, and Secretary of Homeland Security have all said it's a terror attack. She says, "We will share more information as soon as it becomes available. We're praying for the victims and their families. This violence must stop." Austin Batman thinks it's weird that the Boulder PD refused to call it a terror attack, so obvious to everybody else that it was. Well, I mean, they say they want to do their investigation and be sure about what happened. The Boulder Office of Disaster Management says Emergency Operations Center is open for Boulder incident. Go to boulderodm.gov for updates. The video of press conference, okay, well, we've already seen that. Shelter available at East Boulder Community Center. Impacted community members who need shelter can go to the East Boulder Community Center. I would love to give you more updates. I don't have any at the moment. To repeat, I have posted links to several videos on my X account, @Lookner. I will post a link to my X account in the chat, and you can go there and see some different videos and photos. By the way, thank you to our moderators. Again, we have Janet B. is here, Beth Mythical, Ruth Krafasi, Roberts May Queen, Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Paul Anderson. Those are both our YouTube mods and our Facebook mods over on Twitch. Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Idaho Star, Matthew Kohai 3, Mick Bridges, Sarah, thank you. Linda Bell, Glary, Misha on X. Thank you also for your support to Lula A. Bell and Kwok Chung Louis, if I pronounce it right. Thank you, Kwok Chung Louis. Our viewer Lighter Side says, this extremism is just out of hand. You know, I don't think there was really much on the scanner in terms of when it happened, because nobody has been reporting. Oh, I can go back and check out the scanner reports. My guess is that we're not going to learn much, because normally if there's a lot on the scanner, by now somebody would have said, oh, I heard it on the scanner. So I can check it real quick, check the archives. My guess is we're not going to really hear much new, because I think we would have heard that already. But I'll really quick just check. We might pause for a second while I put my headphones on. Hold on. Here we go. Yes, so let me just check here. Oops. That's not what I wanted to do. And hold on. There's the Reuters thing there. Use this. Okay, what I'm going to do is just do a quick check of the scanner replay. Scanner replay. Oop, it says Sanner. It should say scanner. Scanner replay. All right, so let me just see what I can hear here in this real quick. It's going to work. Hang on. You should hear something in a second. No, I'm not.
332-137, copy a non-structure fire.
All right, hold on. I'm going to try to find it. I need to just go
1325 Pearl Street, the courthouse. Like there is a male with a blowtorch setting people on fire. There's multiple mixed reports about if people are on fire now. We're getting lots of 911 calls. We have fire now.
333, I'll be emergent. Pearl target. 137, I'll be in emergency VP. 207, traffic.
1327.
Can we help you clear and you can show me on that call as well?
1327.
First of all, you heard there on the replay of the scanner that there was a report of a man with a blowtorch. No, it literally says scanner replay on the screen. That's not live scanner. That's scanner replay. But hold on 1 second here. But there was a report that somebody was using a blow. And I don't know that that's true. We've also heard that maybe the man was using a gardening, some kind of gardening tool, maybe a sprayer or something. Hang on. I'll go back to that in a second. Yeah, again, 9 News Denver said that they interviewed an organizer of the march, which was a march it's a weekly walk to raise awareness of Israeli hostages. And the organizer said when the group got to the courthouse, front of the courthouse, a man was waiting there with bottles and threw the bottles, and 5 people were burned. And the witness said one woman was badly burned and had to roll on the ground to put the fire out. Somebody said they had heard about another press conference coming up. I have not heard about that yet. But let me just, again, play a little of the scanner replay. So here was this report on the scanner from earlier of a man with a blowtorch. I haven't heard the other reports of a blowtorch. I've heard reports of maybe a gardening sprayer or something. You'll hear it right now.
1325 Pearl Street, the courthouse. There is a male with a blowtorch setting people on fire. There's multiple mixed reports about if people are on fire now. We're getting lots of 911 calls. We have fire now.
Lots of 911 calls.
Pearl 30th. 137, I'll be in an emergency VP. 207, same traffic.
1327.
280, I'll be clear and you can show me on that call as well.
1327.
319, clear and route the last routine.
1327.
See if we find any other reports of it.
267, clear and en route to
Information for the parties responding to this non-structure fire. It looks like we have other RPs saying that there was someone who threw 2 Molotov cocktails. We have multiple injuries. We're sending multiple ambulances. They're trying to get clearer information.
332, I copy. Send all units emergency, please, until we figure out more.
Copy. All units are en route emergent at 1329.
So that
270 on 251 are going to break. We're going to head to that as well.
1329.
That report said Molotov cocktails.
Where was the last known location of the suspect?
One 137, we have one party saying in front of the courthouse.
137, I copy.
Units responding to the courthouse. We have a suspect description. It's going to be a suspect wearing sunglasses, gray hair, no shirt, and jeans. He was last seen in front of the square. 207, what's your traffic? What is your traffic?
I got 125. I need a unit at 14 and Pearl. There's another at 13 and Pearl. Wait.
5.
One through 7. Arrival 25 at 1. Need medical for multiple burns on the courthouse lot.
Multiple burns. Multiple burns on the courthouse lawn, they just said. Again, this is a replay of the scanner.
137, I need more ambulance. Send me at least 4 or 5.
Copy 4 to 5 ambulances. We copy.
4 to 5 ambulances they asked for.
Seriously, we have a code 3 on that one.
Code 3 on mall 1 at 1332. 288. Can I have you go to 13th and Pearl? And 319, I'll have you go to 14th and Pearl.
288, arrival on 13th Pearl. 319 at 14th Pearl.
13th.
Not as of now. So far we have one confirmed patient with burn injuries. Fire is currently addressing him.
Copy.
One through 7. Can we get a couple CU cops as well as the county guy?
847 on mall 1. Where do you need us? 137, can you advise?
137, can you go with that?
Where do you need CU? We have 2 CU units on the call.
332, I need a unit to meet me by the fountain who's not doing anything with police tape. We need to start taking this crime scene off, please.
847, 837, I'll have you head that way. Break 332, do you have a location for a command post?
Possibly a second party involved, wearing a construction worker vest, Hispanic male, potentially fled northeast.
So that is on the scanner. That's from earlier, and you hear talk of possibly a second person involved. I haven't listened to the whole scanner, but in the press conference later, they said it was one suspect. They didn't say anything about a second person. I've heard no reliable reports about a second person. So sometimes you have these reports on the scanner where they're hearing different things and responding to them. But just to be clear, I'm not aware of any kind of reliable reports from anyone that a second person was involved. Hang on one moment here. No, there's no official identification of the suspect yet. We're waiting to hear more from the authorities. Tulsi Gabbard, who's the director of national intelligence, posted. She said, oops, hold on. Why am I hearing? What am I hearing? I am hearing something. Oh, I see. There's volume on that's not supposed to be on. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard said, the ODNI Gov's National Counterterrorism Center is working with the FBI and local law enforcement on the ground investigating the targeted terror attack against a weekly meeting of Jewish community members who had just gathered in Boulder, Colorado to raise awareness of the hostages kidnapped during Hamas's attack on Israel on October 7th. Thank you to first responders and local authorities for your quick response and action. I was trying to get you more updates here, but I don't have any yet. And I have not heard when there's going to be another press conference. I have posted links to a number of videos and photos on my X account, which is @Lookner. It is 5:33 p.m. local time. We heard on the scanner some claims that the man was using a blowtorch, although I haven't heard other claims about that. Some claims that he threw Molotov cocktails. Maybe there's unconfirmed reporting that maybe he used some sort of gardening equipment, like a gardening sprayer. John Doe says it was a backpack sprayer. I'm not sure it was a backpack sprayer. I saw a picture of some sort of sprayer on the ground, it looked like, but I wasn't sure if it was a backpack sprayer. Thanks, Acephid Variable. Thank you. And Noob Oped over on Twitch. Thanks also to Nicholas Goldstein Beckberg. Who says justice has to take place. This must stop. Thank you, James H. Yeah, thank you, James. I am familiar with the videos. I either don't have the rights to show them, or even if I did have the rights, I can't show the graphic ones. But I don't have the rights to show the videos of the guy, support videos of the guy, and the people and victims in the aftermath. So I have posted them on my X account. I have posted links to them. You can see them all there, the ones I've seen that I thought were worth reposting. So I'm sorry I can't show them, but I can't show stuff I don't have the rights to. Thank you, James H. Thank you, Scotty Scott. I appreciate it, Scotty Scott, and Diane Stroshine. The only video I have the rights to, which I've shown several times, is the press conference. Oh, hold on a second here. Hang on. Denver 7, which is an ABC station in Denver, said a spokesperson for Run for Their Lives, which is the group that organized the march in support of the hostages in Gaza today. The group said, according to Denver 7, they are an apolitical organization, non-political organization. They said, "We're not protesting, we are merely walking peacefully to raise awareness." They say that some members of their group have been hospitalized. They said they were gathered peacefully when the attack occurred. CBS News. I don't know if this was said in the press conference. CBS News said authorities said the incident happened at 1:26 p.m., which would be about 4 hours ago. Oh, I think they posted about it on their X. Maybe that's what this is going off of. Oh, I see. There's a witness report from CBS News. Hold on a moment here. So CBS News says they talked to a witness who said around 30 people were walking in today's walk in support of the hostages still in Gaza. It's a weekly group. Silent marches, according to the witness, the person in the group, who was somebody in the walk who talked to CBS News. They said somebody was there in front of the courthouse making a lot of noise, and all of a sudden he said, "I felt the heat." It was a Molotov cocktail equivalent, a gas bomb in a glass jar thrown. Another marcher saw it, a big flame as high as a tree, and all I saw was someone on fire. So he said what he saw, one marcher said what he saw was a gas bomb in a glass jar thrown. Thank you, by the way, to Megatron and also Chandra. Chandra says, sincerest prayers for the victims and their families. I wish I had an update for you right now, but I'm looking for updates. I don't. We're supposed to hear more from the police department. I'm also checking local media, and I haven't seen anything new there either. The police chief did say at the press conference that police were checking out a vehicle associated with the attack. Maybe the suspect's vehicle. One witness told NBC News she was walking down Pearl Street when she saw a commotion, and then she saw a big fire go up. She said she saw two women rolling around a little bit in their underwear after stripping out of their burning clothes with really bad burns all up on their legs. How terrible. She said she could barely make out the face of one of the women whose hair was burnt off. That's again a witness who talked to NBC News. She said she saw at least 7 people down, mostly older women, but she claimed there were some children victims. That is not good. There are temporary flight restrictions over downtown Boulder, says the city. Please do not fly aircraft or drones in the restricted airspace as it is impacting law enforcement's ability to conduct their investigation. CBS News reports at least 5 people suffered burn injuries, and 2 victims were, UC Health confirmed that 2 victims were flown by helicopter to its burn unit. This was a walk in support of hostages being held by Hamas, a weekly group that walks to support the hostages. And a man apparently attacked it by setting people on fire. And we are waiting for more updates from the police. There is something posted by the Israeli American Council. It's a non-profit group whose mission is to preserve and strengthen the Israeli and Jewish identities of future generations, strengthen the American Jewish community, and strengthen the relationship between citizens of the United States and State of Israel. So it's a pro-Israel nonprofit group, the Israeli American Council. They posted a statement saying, I'll show you here, the Israeli American Council and our coast-to-coast community expressed shock and revulsion at the cold-blooded... Oh, that's the murder thing. I'm sorry. I saw their statement and I said, that's not about this. That's about the... That's not their statement. There is a statement they released about this today. And according to Fox 31, their statement today says that during a peaceful walk on Pearl Street in Boulder to raise awareness for the hostages still in Gaza, our community was targeted in a violent anti-Semitic attack. A Molotov cocktail was thrown at the group. Again, I am not going to report on purported name of a suspect when that is not coming from what I feel is reliable sourcing. I don't want to start naming people and have it turn out that it's actually not the person. That would not be good. None of the viewers have said they've heard about when the next press conference will be. I have not heard that anybody has died. Let me maybe go back for a second to the replay of the scanner traffic just to see if there's anything else on. We were replaying some of the scanner traffic before. Oh, by the way, here, this is from Reuters right here. Man in custody following Colorado attack, FBI says was targeted. Brooke Kaufman, a 19-year-old at the University of Colorado who witnessed the Boulder incident, said she saw 4 women lying or sitting on the ground with burns on their legs. One of them appeared to have been badly burned on most of her body and had been wrapped in a flag by someone, she said. She described seeing a man whom she presumed to be the attacker standing in the courtyard shirtless, holding a glass bottle of clear liquid and shouting. Everybody is yelling, get water, Kaufman said. Let me just check out play a little more of the scanner replay here from earlier.
Copy, confirming this is a second suspect, possibly?
Yeah, so on the scanner for a little bit they were talking about a second suspect, but then I have not heard any recent reporting about a second suspect. In the press conference, police didn't talk about a second suspect. So just to be clear, they were mentioning on the scanner possibly some second person they were looking for, but I'm not aware they're looking for anybody else. If that changes, I'll let you know.
It's possible.
And units, be on the lookout again for a second party possibly involved, the Hispanic male wearing a construction worker vest, last seen northeast.
Again, I'm not aware that they're still looking for anybody, so I'm guessing that was some sort of false alarm. I'm not sure, but I've heard nothing about it. This is just a scanner replay from hours ago.
268, can any other units on scene canvassing advise if anyone knows the second suspect as well?
Is there any unit that has confirmation on the second suspect?
137 party was just informing us. I don't have any confirmation of it now.
Copy 13.
270 information on that construction vest. I believe it may be an orange vest.
332.
On the north side of the building, there's going to be a suspect vehicle break.
Suspect vehicle.
We have 319. We have three units and a C.
North side of the building parking lot is going to be secured. It's crime scene.
And the vehicle is going to be a Prius unknown color with a partial plate of Charles William Mary. Units on the north side are going to be 268, 319, and 324. Hey, so he's saying it's a Prius, Charles William Mary, possibly 01 or Ocean 1. Let me see.
Copy. We got a silver Prius over here. It's going to be Charlie Queen Adam. Nowhere 0.
Talking about a silver Prius. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's a suspect.
137. Shut the parking lot down over there. 137. It's parked on the street right here off of Spruce. We're going to shut down Spruce. Right here at 14th. 137. If there's another suspect, potentially has a weed sprayer, Home Depot brand. Like I said, he fled northeast.
Let's listen to that again. Listen to this.
137. If there's another suspect, potentially has a weed sprayer, Home Depot brand. Like I said, he fled northeast. Depot.
137. Confirming suspect. Second suspect possibly has a weed sprayer, Home Depot brand. Again, last seen northeast.
So, again, we've heard nothing after this about a second suspect, but weed sprayer. We do know that there's some witness claims that saying, I mean, I saw one witness online who said the person was using some sort of gardening spraying tool. And again, one initial report said the person was using a blowtorch, but maybe that was a weird weed sprayer. We don't know. Waiting for more information about that from the authorities.
Past 15th and Spruce now closed westbound. We'll probably still need another car.
There you go. Copy. 251, can I have you head to 14th and Spruce?
251, I'll be en route to DC.
Well, copy. Is there a unit available to cover?
337, I can head there.
I'm at 13th and Spruce, shutting down foot traffic.
337, then you can disregard.
13th and Spruce.
My apologies. 337, I'll show you not to 14 and Spruce.
Copy.
Anyway, I was just trying to go over some of that, listen through some of that replay of the scanner from Broadcastify. But hold on a second here. Oh, guys, this is from a congressman. This is a post from a congressman. New York Congressman Richie Torres. Look at this. Hold on a second here. Check this out. Check this out. This is Richie Torres' personal account. Thanks to FJ for mentioning this. This is Richie Torres' personal account of New York Congressman Richie Torres. He says, Mohammed Soliman threw Molotov cocktails at a group of Jews in an attempt to burn them alive simply for being Jewish. He said the firebombing of Jews in Boulder, Colorado is the latest act of anti-Semitic terrorism inspired by Globalize the Intifada, which must be recognized for what it is, a hate movement. I stand unequivocally with my Jewish brothers and sisters in the fight against anti-Semitism and terrorism. So a congressman is now saying the name Mohammed Soliman. Paul S. says, how does he know? I don't know how he has that information. But that's Congressman Richie Torres, U.S. Congressman. Great Awakening says, what is his source? I don't know what his source is. But I'm certainly willing to mention if a congressperson says it. I can't confirm that's the name. But he is a U.S. congressman. Yeah, people are saying the name is all over X. Again, aside from this person, I have not seen a single reliable source. If lots of unreliable sources are posting something, that does not make it any more significantly more reliable. So to say, oh, it's all over X or all over the place, like some people in the chat are saying, again, lots of unreliable sources do not make an unreliable account reliable. It's still unreliable. So I don't really care that it's all over the place or all over X. I don't care about the number of accounts posting it. I care about who it is. Now, I'll certainly pass it along if it's a U.S. congressman or woman. I don't know. I can't confirm the name, but geez, guys, come on. Use your noggins. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I don't know where he got that information. I'm just telling you. I thought it was interesting that he was posting a name. I don't know what his sourcing is, but it is a U.S. congressman. We'll see if ultimately that's the name of the person that the authorities say. They haven't given a name yet. I see another, there's a new witness report where the Denver Post talked to a witness who said she knew one of the victims and described her as an elderly woman and said it was like this fireball. It's almost like it was a gun of fire. Another person told Denver Post their father's leg had been burned. And her mother said that someone had thrown a Molotov cocktail. Again, this was a group doing a weekly walk in support of hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza. And they were apparently attacked by a man who set people on fire in Boulder, Colorado. Another witness told the Denver Post they were walking down the street nearby when suddenly there were flames and the smell of flesh. NBC News says the group that held this march, this walk in support of the hostages, had been holding demonstrations fairly regularly, sometimes weekly, since Thanksgiving 2023. Oh, NBC News says at least one person is in critical condition. That's not good. Again, NBC News now reports at least one person is in critical condition. I hope the person survives. Thoughts to everybody who was injured in this attack. Also, Mystic Maximus mentioned that a second member of Congress cited the same name. Now, I don't know where this just like Richie Torres, I don't know where this congressperson is getting this name. But Brandon Gill, who's a member of the U.S. Congress from Texas, claims that it was a Jew-hating terrorist named Mohammed Soliman, and says, why was he in the country in the first place? Again, I cannot confirm this name. I don't know any background of the person. But that's the second congressperson who said the name is Mohammed Soliman. We'll see if that turns out to be the name the authorities identify. It is now 6:06 p.m. local time in Boulder. But I do not know when we're getting any more official information. Thank you to Love Francis 2 over on Twitch. Thank you. Thank you also, Crazy Yoda. Crazy Yoda says Fox said there was a FBI news conference at 8:30 p.m. at some point, Eastern or Mountain. I'll check that out. I haven't seen that myself, but I'll look. If it's 8:30, maybe it's 8:30 Eastern. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about that. But we are waiting to bring you more information here. It's 8:08 Eastern Time. Some of our viewers are claiming that there's an 8:30 press conference. Did the police say that? I haven't seen that. 8:30 Eastern. Yes, breaking news, there is an update. Press conference coming up. Now, I hope I have video of this. Boulder Police says, yes, they said they were going to broadcast it. Our next press conference will be at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So press conference in 21 minutes. In 21 minutes with the FBI at Boulder Police headquarters. Okay. Thank you, viewers, for letting me know. The New York Post named the person? Hold on a second. One of our viewers said. All right, well, 20 minutes till the press conference. So we're planning on covering that. The New York Post is giving the same name that two members of Congress posted, claiming it is Mohammed Soliman. They say in a video of him, he could be heard saying that Zionists are killers, how many children you killed, and saying end Zionists. No, the authorities have not confirmed a name. We will, I'm guessing, maybe get a name by the authorities in their press conference coming up in 19 minutes. Again, press conference at 8:30 Eastern, 6:30 Mountain Time. As I mentioned earlier, I have posted a number of links to videos of the apparent suspect and videos of the aftermath, which I do not own the rights to. I have posted them on my X account. My X account is @Lookner, @LOOKNER. I have reposted those things there. You can go check them out there. But we are waiting for the press conference coming up in 18 minutes. AP says several people were injured and some may have been set on fire at an outdoor mall in what the FBI called a targeted terror attack. It took place at a popular pedestrian mall known for attracting tourists and college students. Demonstrators with a volunteer group called Run for Their Lives had gathered to call for the release of hostages who remain in Gaza. The group has multiple chapters across the world that regularly meet to walk to advocate for hostage releases. But Boulder Police said there were several victims. The injuries authorities found were consistent with reports of individuals being set on fire. There were reports on the scanner of somebody one report on the scanner said somebody with a blowtorch. I don't know if that really happened. Other reports said Molotov cocktails. One eyewitness report I'll count online said a person had some sort of gardening tool, like a sprayer maybe. So maybe we'll get there's video of the apparent suspect holding 2 bottles of what appeared like clear liquid. We've seen, I know I've read a witness account online of somebody saying that the person threw some sort of glass bottle with gas in it that exploded. Anyways, but reports of multiple people with burns, some severe, and maybe we'll get some clarification on all this from the press conference in 16 minutes. But it certainly appears that this suspect set people on fire. Thank you to Mita, our new member. Thank you, Cecilia Ortiz. Thank you to all of our moderators who are here. Ruth Krafasi, Janet B., Beth Mythical. Over there on YouTube, thank you so much for being there. Our Twitch moderators, Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, Matthew Kohai 3, Mick Bridges. Our Facebook moderators like Kay Lowry, Body, Paul Anderson, Margaret Riley, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Really appreciate all of our moderators. Thank you. Trisha Roberts, our viewer, says, how is hurting people fixing anything? I don't get it. Yeah, one of our viewers mentioned, Alan Carruthers, that he thought you could see a backpack weed sprayer or something in a picture. I can't tell. It looks like maybe it's a backpack sprayer, but I'm not sure. Looked like near the guy in one of the pictures. So maybe, I don't know that he was wearing a backpack weed sprayer or something and somehow using it to light people on fire. Maybe he was. I can't confirm that. We'll see what the police have to say in a few minutes. Maybe he was just holding the thing and not wearing it. I don't know. "8:30 Eastern is when the press conference is coming up. CBS News says 5 people were injured. And witnesses said the suspect threw Molotov cocktails that burned some or all of the victims. I believe it was NBC News, at least there's one report, I think from NBC News, saying at least one person's in critical condition. CBS News says witnesses saw people writhing on the ground and people running with water to try to help immediately afterwards. UC Health confirmed 2 victims were flown by helicopter to its burn unit. "12 minutes till the press conference." This is the area, I believe it happened here at Pearl Street and 13th. I believe I saw this statue in one of the videos. This is in front of the Boulder County Courthouse. It's on this pedestrian mall walkway area with stores and restaurants there. See that red street there? That is from Google Maps, that graphic. Oh, people mentioned the Boulder grocery shooting. I think we covered that. The Boulder grocery shooting was in 2021. It was 4 years ago, a mass shooting at a King Soopers, which 10 people were killed. .586 Smoke Wade says that was 4 years ago. All right, about 10 minutes. 2 Congress people have claimed that the victim's name is Mohammed Soliman, which is also what the New York Post says. Is that going to turn out to be the name? We'll have to see. Max says, I was in Boulder this morning. We now have less than 10 minutes until this is supposed to start. The press conference. FBI and Boulder Police press conference coming up, guys. Hang on a moment here. Hang on a moment. Give me one moment here. Thanks for your patience. I'm just getting things set up here so I can show you the press conference. Thanks for your patience. Let me just get that set up here. I'm trying to get it set up. Yes, the press conference. Oh, I have. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second here. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up on the screen. This will be helpful. This will be helpful. I got it. I have a link to the press conference. Well, that's quite helpful. Hang on a moment here. Let me just get this set up here for us. Right here. Look at this. City of Boulder, Pearl Street Mall incident, June 1st, 2025, coming up. Less than 7 minutes. There is the press conference. It's coming up, guys. I got to refill my water bottle. I'm running out of water. I'm running out of water. Maybe give me 1 minute so I can get more water. I'm almost out. Well, maybe I'll, well, I don't really want to fill it up during the press conference. Here, what I'm going to take 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. All right? I need 30 seconds. I just have to fill up my water bottle. Steve will be back in, I'll say 1 minute. Just going to fill up my water bottle. All right, hold on. I'm coming right back. Let me just fill it up. And again, we got about 5 minutes till the press conference. That was less than a minute. So again, just in case you're just joining us, in just about 4 minutes, there's going to be a press conference on this incident in Boulder, Colorado, where a man set people on fire who were taking part in a march, in a walk, a weekly walk to support the release of hostages in Gaza, Hamas hostages. So some have described this as a pro-Israeli group, but a group marching in support of the Israeli hostages. And a person apparently lit people on fire, multiple people with burn injuries. Video shows the person saying things like "end Zionists" and Palestine free. And the FBI director and the governor have called this a terror attack, among others who have called it a terror attack. But about 3 minutes till the press conference with the FBI and the local police. Thank you, Knox Corvus, our member. Now less than 2 minutes. No, less than 3 minutes. Well, I don't know if it's going to start on time. Again, FBI will be there. Also, Boulder Police will be there. I don't know if state officials will be there. Maybe the governor will be there. I'm not sure. Food Shenanigans says it was a peaceful walk to raise awareness on the hostages in Gaza. One, I believe a witness account I read, I think described it as a silent walk. All right, guys. In about a minute, it's supposed to start. I have my eyes out. Thank you, Mama 457 Rose, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so let me put this on the screen for you right now. You can see it says City of Boulder, Pearl Street Mall incident, June 1st. We're just waiting for this to start. City of Boulder. But it's not live yet. Are police familiar with this person? Does this person have a criminal record? Did they post anything on social media? Is he a local person? Like, did he live in the area? No idea. We are just waiting for it to start. The first press conference started pretty close to on time. Just Ducky thinks they won't answer any of those questions. Well, we'll have to see. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast and for everybody who's been sending me updates and people commenting in the chat. We're going to hear more at any moment now. John Durham will say they think he acted alone. I have not heard any kind of reports that there was anyone else, any kind of reliable reporting that there was anyone acting with him. They didn't mention that at all in the first press conference. Pyomai says, time will tell with the details. Let me just real quick hit a refresh here. Yeah, it has not started yet. Same thing. I'm looking on multiple feeds. Yeah, so I can confirm that there is a podium. There is no one at the podium. I can tell you that. That I can tell you. There is no one at the podium. The announced start time was 3 minutes ago. I'm going to put up there, awaiting press conference. Here, look. Any moment. Press conference on Boulder attack. Thank you, Coco, our member, our new member. Thank you. G450, our viewer, says always lone wolves. Now, I see some reporters in the press conference room. As one of our viewers said, in the press conference room, there is a logo of the Boulder Police and the FBI. So, again, they have not started yet. One of our viewers was wondering if this person might have been inspired by the attack, the shooting attack 11 days ago on two people at the who were exiting the Jewish Museum in D.C. Two staffers who were shot and killed at the Jewish Museum, outside the Jewish Museum in D.C. Joe Trusman, who's an expert on the Middle East who I follow, said he had been concerned that after that shooting 11 days ago, it could inspire pro-Palestinian activists to carry out further attacks. So I don't know if this incident was inspired by that incident or not. Kelly Terry Burgess says, thinking the same thing. Again, I can't speak to the motive of this person. Maybe we'll hear some more about it. Well, I mean, he did seem to appear to say some pro-Palestinian and anti-Israeli things in video of him. But I don't know if this person was inspired at all by what happened in D.C. We are just waiting for this to start. Have they searched this person's place or where he was staying? Maybe they have. Don't know. Still nobody at the podium yet, by the way. I assume this broadcast that I have up on the screen, this should start right as it's starting. I'm sure they'll go into the press conference here. There is still nobody at the podium, by the way. There are people in the room, but nobody at the podium. Yes, the presser is a little late. It is now 8:38. Maybe we'll get an update on the number of victims and their conditions and something more about them. The Old Glory Standard says it is a Jewish holiday tomorrow. Yes, I believe it is Shavuot from tonight until Tuesday. Thanks, Callie Raven, for shouting out our moderators. Goobert Thing says the guy said something like anti-Zionism. It's not anti-Semitic. I think what I described it as is he said things like that that could be construed as anti-Israel, or anti-Israeli policy. Oh, I think the governor posted something new. Governor Polis of Colorado. Did he post more? Oh, no. Oh, maybe on his personal account he posted. Ah, yes. The governor posted on his personal account saying it is part of what he said is it is unfathomable that the Jewish community is facing another terror attack here in Boulder. He was talking about after the anti-Semitic murders in Washington, D.C., he said. He said, as the American Jewish community, Governor Polis said, as the American Jewish community continues to reel from the horrific anti-Semitic murders in Washington, D.C., it is unfathomable that the Jewish community is facing another terror attack here in Boulder on the eve of the holiday of Shavuot, no less. Several individuals were brutally attacked, he said, while peacefully marching to draw attention to the plight of the hostages who've been held by Hamas terrorists in Gaza for 604 days. Any moment now, FBI and Boulder Police press conference. We're just waiting for it to start. It was supposed to start 12 minutes ago. What can I tell you? Leiter thinks 5 more minutes. Thank you, Neil Stillman, our new member. Did they change the time to 6:45 from 6:30? I don't know. I'll have to see. Some of our viewers are claiming that it's going to be in 2 minutes. Anyways. It is currently 8:43 Eastern, 6:43 Mountain Time, local time. The Mr. Snuffy says just all around tragic. How many injured? We don't know. One report said 5, but I don't know if that's correct. Governor Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania said there is no justification for setting people on fire as they exercise their right to free speech and peaceful assembly. We're now at 6:45 local time. I really, from everything I know, it's supposed to start at any moment. There's somebody approaching the stage. Looks like it's about to start. It's about to start right now. So this broadcast should be, this is going to come on, right? What you're watching is going to come on when it actually starts. We're watching the city feed, but the city has not started yet. We're waiting for the city feed to cut to the live shot. City feed, if not, I'll switch the audio, but the city feed has not started. Hold on. If I have to, I'll go to backup audio because the city feed is not live yet. I'm gonna hit the backup audio right now, and I'll get to the city feed when it comes on. There it is right there. Hold on. Where is it?
We have surged resources and personnel to the scene. Our special agents, our victim specialist and evidence response teams are doing everything they can to assist our law enforcement partners. In the coming days, we will continue to support the victims and help uncover the events leading up to this terrible attack. Know that we stand with you, we grieve with you, and we are here to help for as long as it takes. We're early in the investigation, but some details have emerged. I'm able to confirm there are 6 victims, ages 67 to 88. All of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell, "Free Palestine," during the attack. The subject has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, and he's 45 years old. The FBI is processing the crime scene and the subject vehicle and interviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional forensic resources. As a result of these preliminary facts, it is clear that this is a targeted act of violence, and the FBI is investigating this as an act of terrorism. Sadly, attacks like this are becoming too common across the country. This is an example of how perpetrators of violence continue to threaten communities across our nation. It's our job, the FBI, the Boulder Police, and our law enforcement and community partners, to bring these criminals to justice and keep our communities safe. We're asking for the public's help as we continue to investigate this horrific act of violence. I'll direct anyone that has phone calls, that wants to make phone calls, to 1-800-CALL-FBI. And if you have digital evidence, whether that is video or social media posts or anything that can help the investigators, please send that to fbi.gov/BoulderAttack, BOULDERATTACK. Our strength as a society comes from our shared values and our commitment to protecting one another. Any attempt to protect, any attempt to divide us through fear or harm has no place in Boulder, in Colorado, or anywhere in our nation. We stand in full solidarity with those targeted, and we will continue to ensure that justice is pursued swiftly, that support is provided to victims and their communities, and preventative action is taken to protect everyone's safety. And I'll turn it over to Boulder Police Chief Redford.
Thank you, Special Agent in Charge. As was mentioned, my name is Stephen Redfern. I serve as the police chief here in Boulder. I want to thank, first and foremost, the FBI for their swift response today and our partnerships which preceded this attack today. We are very grateful for their assistance and will be working hand in hand moving forward. I want to give first an update on the scene. As many of you are aware, we have several blocks closed off in downtown Boulder surrounding the courthouse. We are still clearing that area for devices. We have multiple teams of K9 and our bomb squad and hazmat teams in that area. I cannot at this point give you an estimated time for opening of that area downtown. We're hopeful it will be this evening. We understand that people's vehicles are in that area that's closed and they'd like to get them. Please follow the Boulder Police Twitter account or other social media as well. We will report on that when we open that area. We want to be reasonably sure as best as we can before we open the area and let people go back there to businesses to get their vehicles that it is as safe as possible. The courthouse, I will announce, the courthouse will be closed tomorrow. There is business in that courthouse through the Boulder County. It will be closed tomorrow as we continue this investigation. Just a couple of mentions. We know there's other events, including things going on this evening in town and in the coming week, and we are ensuring that we have resources there at those events to ensure that people are able to go about their business safely in light of this attack. But as always, we urge people to call 911, call us if they see suspicious behavior, if they see someone that's acting in a manner that appears to be suspicious. We would like to receive that call, go out and verify whether somebody's behavior is malicious or not. I want to thank our law enforcement partners. I started by thanking the FBI, but when this call came out today, we asked for help from all of our partnering agencies, some of whom are here today, and I can't thank you enough. It's not the first time we've had to do that here in Boulder, and it's not the first time that we've had to do that in the metro area. And the Special Agent in Charge referenced partnerships. When we put out the call today, we had a lot of help, both locally and from the region, and I really can't thank our partners enough. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the first responders today. When this call came out today, our officers rushed as quickly as they could somewhere close to the area, and they immediately ran into a chaotic situation where a man was throwing Molotov cocktails and using other devices to hurt people. Our officers, as they're trained, immediately interacted with the suspect, took him into custody, and then began rendering aid to those victims, and I'm very proud of our response today. I'm very proud of our partners as well with the fire department and well as American Medical Response. Before we take some questions, I just want to say that Boulder is not immune to tragedy, sadly, and I know a lot of people are scared right now. A lot of people are upset and questioning how this happened and why. All I know is Boulder has recovered before from acts of violence, and we will again recover. I urge the community in this time to come together. Now is not the time to be divisive, and we will continue to ensure community safety along with all of our partners. To echo the Special Agent in Charge comments, our hearts go out to everyone affected today. Here and in Colorado, we understand that this has a ripple effect in many communities, and we are continuing to stand with and support the victims affected today by this attack. With that, I think we'll turn it back over to our public information officers.
We've got time for a few questions. I'll call on some folks.
Vicki, I have a question for Special Agent McCulloch. Is there any information that could indicate that this individual that is in custody is linked to a greater network or any particular group?
Not at this time. The subject is in custody, but this will be a thorough and complete investigation, and those checks are ongoing.
Colleen?
Could you please tell us the spelling of this suspect's name and what custody he's in? Is he going to face federal charges or state charges? What's next for him?
Got it in there.
His name is spelled Mohammed, M-O-H-A-M-E-D, Sabry, S-A-B-R-Y, Solomon, S-O-L-I-M-A-N. And we are early in the investigative process. Both teams are working side by side collaboratively, and we'll see where the investigation goes.
Yeah, Kayla.
For the chief, any update on victims' conditions, how they're doing?
Yes, and I'm not sure if we stated prior, but it's been reported to us that the victims' age ranged from about 67 to 88, I believe we mentioned. We know that 4 of those victims were taken to Boulder Community Hospital and remain there or have been released. I don't know the status of that. 2 additional victims were airlifted to the Denver metro area, I believe to Aurora Hospital burn unit. At this time, all 6 victims are still being treated. And again, our thoughts are heavily focused on their recovery right now.
Anything on the conditions of that?
So the question was about the condition of the victims. The last update I had is that at least 1 victim was very seriously injured, probably safe to say critical condition, and then other victims received more minor injuries. I think there's a wide range, but we haven't talked to doctors yet and gotten an actual rundown of specific injuries.
And that doesn't include the suspect, does it?
The suspect was injured. The suspect was taken to the hospital, and he was examined there as well. I'm not sure if he's been taken to the correctional facility yet or not.
One more question.
There are people online who claim to be witnesses that say there was a second attacker. Can you speak to that at all?
What I can say, and I will say that I've been involved in several of these mass casualty events in my career, and there is almost always reports of multiple suspects. It's very typical. We did receive reports of differing descriptions. From everything we know in the witness briefings and interviews that we've done at this point, we do not believe that there is an additional suspect at large. We're not going to say that with absolute certainty because we're still conducting a lot of interviews, but we believe that the initial report of 2 suspects, we have not been able to confirm that, and we're fairly confident we have the lone suspect in custody.
Good. All right, so we also had a question about the prosecution. Boulder District Attorney Michael Doherty is present and can elaborate a little bit on that. I'll turn the mic over to him at this time.
Good evening. I'm Michael Doherty. I'm the District Attorney for Boulder County, and first I want to echo what the Chief and the Special Agent in charge said. Our hearts go out to the victims, their loved ones, and our community. I also want to recognize the community members who responded and tried to render aid in the moments after this horrific attack took place, as well as who helped law enforcement, which acted with great courage in apprehending the suspect who is now in custody. I will emphasize that we're in the very early stages here, but the response by federal, state, and local officials is underway, and I greatly appreciate the work of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. There are many agents. We have the Colorado State Patrol here, Boulder County Sheriff's Office, and of course, the Boulder Police Department. They are working hand in hand to ensure that we secure all the evidence, all the information, and all the witness statements we need to hold the attacker fully accountable. That is my promise, to hold the attacker fully accountable. The U.S. Attorney's Office and my office have a strong working relationship. We've worked on cases in the past. And as you know, when it's a mass attack, whether it be King Soopers, Club Q, Planned Parenthood, the list goes on, and unfortunately and tragically, that list is too long for the state of Colorado. But from those experiences, we have forged really strong working relationships and ensuring that we do everything possible, everything we can do and need to do to secure justice for the victims, their family members, and the Boulder community, as well as the state of Colorado. So we're in close communication with the U.S. Attorney's Office. The U.S. Attorney and I just spoke on the phone again now, and in the coming days, decisions will be made about what charges to file and where. There's a couple different options, but what I would stress now, most importantly, is we are fully united 100% in making sure the charges we bring hold the attacker fully accountable. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you all for coming. The Boulder Police Department and the FBI will summarize some of what was said at this news conference, and we'll have a news release we'll put out on our social media accounts later this evening. We don't anticipate another press conference tonight. Thank you.
All right, so we didn't get that much more information, but hold on. Anything else? I don't think there's anything else. So we did hear, first of all, the terror attack suspect has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, or Sabri Solomon, spelling Mohamed, Sabri, S-A-B-R-Y, Solomon, S-O-L-I-M-A-N, Mohammed Sabri Solomon. They think there was one attacker. They said there were reports that he used a makeshift flamethrower and incendiary device, and threw an incendiary device. Okay? I want to get that language exactly. Makeshift flamethrower and incendiary device. Can we, I want to hear that language exactly again from the FBI agent. I think he said it right at the beginning. Hold on.
GOV/Boulder attack, BO. These criminals to justice. In preliminary facts, it is clear that this is a targeted act of violence, reviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional facts to continue to threaten communities across.
Let me just cue it up. Let me cue up the part where he talks about that. Sorry, I was too far ahead. Pulling it up right now because I want to get the exact language he said. Oops. Here it is, right here. This is a replay moments ago, and I want to get the exact language about the makeshift flamethrower.
Days, we will continue to support the victims and help on you. We grieve with you, but some details have 7 to 8.
Here we go.
I'm able to confirm there are 6 victims, ages 67 to 88. All of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd.
Muted. I'm muted. Sorry. I want to get this exact language.
This thrower. Witnesses, all of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell
and threw an incendiary device Okay. I just wanted to So the FBI said witnesses are reporting that the subject in Boulder used a makeshift flamethrower. I guess maybe that's that gardening equipment or whatever, you know, maybe some kind of weed sprayer or something, but they called it a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. Wow. And then I'll keep playing what he said here. Hold on.
All of them have been transported to local hospitals. This attack happened at a regularly scheduled weekly peaceful event. Witnesses are reporting that the subject used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device into the crowd. The suspect was heard to yell, "Free Palestine," during the attack. The subject has been identified as Mohammed Sabri Solomon, and he's 45 years old. The FBI is processing the crime scene and the subject vehicle and interviewing key witnesses. We're assisting Boulder Police in providing technical, analytic, and additional forensic resources. As a result of these preliminary facts, it is clear that this is a targeted act of violence, and the FBI is investigating this as an act of terrorism.
And the FBI also said Boulder suspect said, "Free Palestine," during the attack. This is clearly an act of targeted violence. And
sadly, attacks like this are becoming too common across the country. This is an example of how perpetrators of violence continue to threaten communities across our nation. It's our...
All right, let me take some comments from you guys. So that was kind of a short summary. I just wanted to replay that part where he gave the information about the attack. 6 victims from 67 to 88, if I have that right. Do I have those? Is it 67 to 88? I think it is. And one victim is believed to be in critical condition. The others are in a range of conditions. 2 of the victims were transported to Denver for burn treatment. And wow, so not good. I mean, he said other things too, because there's video of the suspect, apparent video of the suspect floating around. Other things like against Zionism, things anti-Zionism things, and stuff supportive of a pro-Palestinian viewpoint. But you know, I do wonder, as some of our viewers have said, whether this attack was inspired at all by the shooting attack outside the Jewish Museum in D.C. 11 days ago, where 2 staffers of the Jewish embassy were killed. And the suspect in that attack said, "Free Palestine," when he was taken into custody. Austin Batman mentioned that reports of one of the victims being a child are inaccurate. Yeah, we didn't hear there of any victims. He said the victims were, I think, 67, 88, so no children. Also, we didn't hear anything about this person's background. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall hearing really anything about the background of this suspect. Whether they have a criminal background, where they're originally from, whether they live in the area. I don't think any of that was said. If there was, I missed it. I don't think any of that was said in the press conference. So I'm assuming we'll hear more about that. They did say they don't have any evidence that this person and this action is connected to some wider group. They do not yet have any evidence that this act by this person is, again, connected to anyone else. That's what they said. Yeah, some of our viewers are saying he said nothing about the background. I didn't hear anything about the background in the press conference. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Again, he said, the FBI said that witness accounts said he used a makeshift flamethrower and threw an incendiary device. That matches up with what we've been hearing, but he constructed these things, you know? It sounds like he constructed both of these things, that he maybe made a flamethrower. Makeshift means he made it out of other things. It's not an actual made-to-order flamethrower. So it sounds like he made a flamethrower device and also made these Molotov cocktails. Hang on a moment here. Ronan says it looked like a pesticide sprayer you wear. Oh, Bill Malugin with Fox News. Bill Malugin with Fox News reports 3 senior DHS sources tell Fox News the Boulder terror suspect is an Egyptian national in the U.S. illegally as a visa overstay who entered the U.S. during the Biden administration. Now, I can't confirm this information. Bill Malugin with Fox News says, I'm told Mohammed Soliman arrived at LAX on August 27th, 2022, on a B1, B2 non-immigrant visa with an authorized stay through February of 2023, February 26, 2023, but he overstayed and never left. I'm told on 9/29/22 he filed some sort of claim with USCIS, potentially an asylum claim. And on March 23rd, 2023, he says, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services under the Biden administration gave him work authorization, which expired on March 28th, 2025. That's what Bill Malugin reports. So he said he had a visa and he overstayed his visa. I can't confirm that information, that's being reported by Bill Malugin of Fox News. I assume in the next couple of days we'll hear more official announcements about the person's background. There's no more press conferences tonight, they said. They said in the press conference that there's going to be some sort of news release summarizing what they know so far. I don't even know there's going to be anything new in the news release when compared to the press conference. But again, in the coming days, I assume we'll hear more. And again, I don't have any background on this guy. I don't know if he has a criminal record, if he has any kind of mental health issues, nothing. I just don't have any of that, any kind of information like that. If the police had any background with him, had he posted any kind of stuff relating to this act on social media. Derico says they'll find out all about that stuff. And they say they have no information that there's any other suspect besides him. So that, I mean, again, this is 2 in the U.S., 2 attacks in the last 12 days. No, 2 attacks in the last 12 days. 2 attacks in the last 12 days. 2 attacks where the attackers said, in America, where the attackers said free Palestine. And looks like, as of from what we know now, 2, lone wolf attacks. I hope we don't have any more of such attacks, but that's 2 pretty quickly. Javier Lane says, I think this is just the beginning. I hope not. You can see here, hold on. 6 injured, possibly with burns, in a Colorado attack the FBI is investigating as terrorism. The suspect is 45-year-old Mohammed Sabri Soliman. He yelled, "Free Palestine," and used a makeshift flamethrower in the attack, said the FBI special agent in charge, says AP. Videos from the scene of the showed a witness shouting, "He's right there, he's throwing Molotov cocktails," as a police officer with his gun drawn advanced on a bare-chested suspect with containers in each hand. The attack occurred when appeared to be on demonstrators with a volunteer group called Run for Their Lives, who had gathered to raise visibility for the hostages who remain in Gaza. Jonathan Morris says, I do worry about extremists from both sides now going to back and forth attacks. Am I planning to address the Ukrainian drone attacks? We did about a 3.5-hour stream earlier today about the Ukrainian drone attacks. You can go to our channel and watch it if you'd like. You can replay it. Yeah, I think the viewer was expressing concern that you could have attacks, more attacks on Jewish people, and I guess he was saying more attacks on Palestinian people. That's what it sounded like the viewer was concerned about. Well, this is really terrible. I hope the people injured all survive and can recover quickly. Again, one person is reportedly in critical condition. And they were all 67 to 88. All the victims were 66 victims, 67 to 88. How terrible. I mean, it'd be terrible whatever age they are. And they were burned with a makeshift flamethrower and incendiary, one or more incendiary devices that he threw. By the way, quick thanks to James H., Doug Grinbergs, Prep Mom 5PA, and Charlotte, Neil Stillman, Babelicious Coco, King Sticky Icky over on Twitch, Red Eye Shell on Twitch, Sarah on Twitch, Posiwi and Leo, NBC News is also reporting that Mohammed Sabri Soliman, the suspect, is an Egyptian national. So Fox News and NBC News are reporting that the suspect is an Egyptian national. Fox News' Bill Malugan said he overstayed his visa and was in the country illegally because he overstayed his visa. Thank you also, Son of Beast. And again, the suspect is 45 years old. Well, we'll have to see what else comes out in the coming days. I have not seen any kind of reliable reports of this person's social media or anything like that. But maybe some people will be talking about that. I don't know. All right. Well, guys, I think for right now, that's about all the updates I can give you at the moment. I have posted during today some photos and apparent photos and videos of the suspect, which I can't show here. I don't have the rights to them, but I have posted them on my X account. So what you can do if you want, I have reposted them, is you can go to my X account, which is @Lookner. I am posting the link in the chat, but it's @LOOKNER on X. You can scroll down and you can see some different videos from the scene. There's a video which is kind of graphic showing what appears to be somebody on fire, so be aware of that. There's video of the apparent suspect. I think a couple videos, so you can see that over there. But I think at this point I'm going to start wrapping up this stream because I don't have any more to tell you at this moment. But let's hope that the people injured can all recover, especially that person who is in critical condition. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Oh, Sean TV says you have to have an X account to view them without as a direct link. Yeah, you might have to create an account on X to view those things. I'm not sure, but maybe you do. Anyways, but I really do appreciate everybody joining the stream today. If you missed it, we covered the Ukraine drone attack on Russian air bases earlier today. You can go back and watch that. And if I hear updates on this story tonight, I will post about it on my X account, which, as I mentioned, is @Lookner. You can follow me over there @Lookner on X for breaking news. And if there's some huge news tonight about whatever, we can always come on here and do another stream. So subscribe and follow. Subscribe and follow the channel, Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda. Agenda Free TV. And please make sure to turn on notifications. I don't know when big news will happen, so I can't tell you in advance when we're coming on the air. But if you want to get a notification sent to you whenever we go live, we have our own notification system. It works great. It's free. We created it to have a really reliable notification system. So if you want to subscribe to the free notifications, the mods will post the link in the chat. You can also find the notifications link in the YouTube and Facebook description of this broadcast. And I also really appreciate a lot of people have been sending in updates that they have seen and posting updates in the chat. So thanks for helping with the coverage as usual. And huge thanks to our moderators. You guys are awesome. The moderators are the ones that make it possible for us to have chat rooms. We could not have chat rooms without our moderators. I think it's great that we can have chat rooms where people of different opinions can come together and share their opinions, but the moderators are the ones keeping it civil and respectful there, so I really appreciate it. So thank you to all of them. People like on YouTube, Ruth Krafasi and Beezy and Chromite. Thanks so much to them and all of our other YouTube moderators. Over on Twitch, Bastion Girl, Big Ball of Yarn, David Green, I Got That Fire, Sarah, and our other Twitch moderators. Thank you so much. Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Paul Anderson, and our other Facebook moderators. Huge thanks. And Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on Twitch. Thank you for moderating. Thanks also to everybody who donated to the channel. That is really nice of you guys. That is what allows the channel to exist, is your support. So I really appreciate it. I owe another thank you to Son of Beast, and Julia Gulia 41 and Lola P. And it's a long hold on a second. This is I gotta say the whole name. Commandant Toiro del Bac Oberga AC. Thank you. And Chandra, who says they never said in the presser that the suspect was known to police. Yeah, we don't know that right now. Also, thanks over on Twitch. I think I thanked everybody on Twitch. And again, thank you, Son of Beast. Again, really appreciate all your support for the channel. Thank you. Let's see. Another good way to find out when we're live is to follow us on X @Agenda Free TV. For those of you on X, I always post there when we're going live. I post updates about the channel, so follow us on X @Agenda Free TV. Also, we do have a chat where you can chat with other viewers when we are not live. It is free. It is done through Discord. It is the same link as the notifications link. That's the Discord chat. So check that out. And thanks so much to our Discord mods as well. And I really appreciate all the Discord mods do. And also over there on YouTube, if you watch on YouTube, I would suggest turning the YouTube notifications on to help you find out when we're live. But if you want to do that, it's a little tricky. So you got to subscribe on YouTube. And once you subscribe, you got to click this bell, the notifications bell, and choose all notifications. So if you do watch on YouTube and you subscribe, make sure you have the bell checked and you have all chosen. Also, thank you to Son of Beast. Hey, thank you, Son of Beast. I really appreciate all your support for the channel. Thank you. Thanks to our Facebook subscribers who support the channel by subscribing over there. Oh, and thanks also Billy Joe Drage. Thank you so much, Billy Joe, for the Facebook stars. Billy Joe Drage, thank you. Thank you to our subscribers on Facebook, like Robert Real II, Reed Evans Lang, Margaret Riley, Kay Lowry Body, Martha Crawford, Sharon Klassen Goslin, and all of our other Facebook subscribers. Thanks so much. Also, our Twitch subscribers like Red Eye Shell and Sarah, Love Francis 2, Acephid Variable, Noob Oped, Emelian, Kiwi Powison, Devil Doc, and all of our other Twitch subscribers. Thank you so much. Jeffrey Lee Pierce. And also our YouTube members such as Sean C, No Soap for You, Notinia I, Lola P, Joe Hart, Evelyn in Maine, CAC 813, Juzbo. Thanks for being members. Tommy Zinneman, Prep Mom 5PA, Anita Modolewski, Angelina Knox, LBC, Mama Yoli, Dr. McRib, Jeffrey Morales, Julia Gulia, Punk Rock, Bob Foster, Waltham, Esther F, Austin Batman, Javier Lane, Eli Betts, Babelicious, all of our other YouTube members, thank you. K-Jack, The Ringa X. Thank you also for watching Paul Burvid, Irene Erico, just to name a few. The Devoted Fairy, thank you. Kristen McConnell Gates, Sarah Smile, and all of our other viewers out there. Okay, so I am wrapping this up. You have been watching our live coverage of the terror attack on a march in Boulder, Colorado, of people marching to support, to call attention to the hostages who are still held hostage by Hamas in Gaza. And a man, according to authorities, set people on fire with a makeshift flamethrower and in one or more incendiary devices that he threw. And so, you know, maybe we'll do more coverage of this story. I'm not sure. It depends on how it develops. Thank you also to our members, Joanne Schlicker and Jonathan Sharp as well. And Crazy Yoda and Scoosebird, and also thank you again, Son of Beast. I appreciate it, Son of Beast. All right, guys, that is it for now. Thank you for watching our coverage. Let's hope that the victims in this all can recover completely and quickly as possible. And we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.